This podcast is part of the Batman Universe Podcast Network, hosted by the BatmanUniverse.net. Check out everything related to Batman and the entire Bat family at the BatmanUniverse.net, including news and original content related to comics, movies, television, merchandise, video games, and more. Also, check out some of the other unique podcasts that TBU has to offer. Consider supporting this podcast by becoming a patron on Patreon. Even $1 can go a long way in supporting this content that you enjoy. Look for a link over at the BatmanUniverse.net to offer your support now. And now, on with the show.
Hello, and welcome to the Batman Universe Comic Podcast, Season 14, Episode 19. My name is Ian, and I have with me...
This is Dev.
And this is Theo.
And today we have our typical Batman review, but we also just had New York Comic Con over the weekend, so there's not a ton of news for Batman. There's a bit of other news for Superman and stuff, but for Batman, the first thing is the announcement of an event called Lazarus Planet. This is going to be quote-unquote show run by Mark Waid. It's going to be spinning out of Batman vs. Robin and World's Finest. It's basically going to be a bunch of sort of connected, oversized one-shots. They haven't announced the creative teams for those one-shots, but it's sort of going to be like a 7-week weekly event leading into March. So it's going to cover January and February. I think this lends support to my theory that DC is going to do something similar to what they did with Infinite Frontier in March. Not a reboot, but like a line-wide rebranding with consistent like trade dress and stuff. There are a couple things that work against this theory, but that's what I think is going to happen.
Wait a minute. I don't remember that. I don't remember you saying that. I remember you saying we're getting a crossover between Batman, Tech, and Catwoman.
Yes,
and then
my prediction on the Batman Catwoman is
then we're
wrong.
getting a relaunch.
Right. So I feel like I was right about the event. I was wrong about the titles that were involved.
You were wrong.
I was wrong about the titles involved in the crossover for sure. Although they still could announce it.
But you were wrong.
Any thoughts about this Lazarus Planet? It's going to be sort of a Justice League thing, so my bet is they're definitely going to be launching some kind of Justice League title.
I'm just here for the journey, y'all. I forget about half the books that's supposed to come out, and then I look in the box of the things we're supposed to read, and it's like, oh, look, I forgot about this book. Isn't this exciting? I'm just here for the ride, y'all.
Except when it's Urban Legends, and I go, oh, look, that's a book.
I have some nice things to say about Urban Legends this week.
Wait, did I miss Urban Legends?
We shall have a conversation about Urban Legends, but that is for later.
I have the same level of excitement for Lazarus Planet that I had when I heard Mark Waid was doing World's Finest, as well as Batman versus Robin, which is absolutely zero.
Okay, I'm not sure where this was going.
What? You thought I was going to be excited about this? I've been clear.
I don't know. I'm not excited about it.
I am not. I know. I have zero interest, and I say this as someone. Mark Waid remains the writer of my absolute favorite AU book ever, and I have zero interest in this. Again, we've all said we don't need another Batman versus Robin. We've seen that before. We've been there, did that. And we will also have a conversation about Batman versus Robin today. I don't know. I don't know. Why? I mean, if it
to waste time and get money from us, that's
but
why.
It's not. At this point, I have zero interest in buying any of these books. Zero. There is nothing.
We don't know what the creative teams are or the pitches, but the concept doesn't interest me at all.
No, not at all. And when you look at some of the covers and some of the pictures that they've put out to promote this from New York Comic Con. Yeah, I mean, for me, the best thing about it is seeing Power Girl, but hell, I mean, as of late, they've written her like a buffoon. And
I don't know. I didn't read All Star Squadron. Was that good or bad?
I heard that she was not that great in that title.
Not great? Okay.
And, so I don't know. DC sometimes just can't get out of their own way, and I don't know.
You're not wrong.
I have zero interest in Lazarus Planet. Again, I could end up eating a plate full of crow, and if so, I will say so on the air. But as of right now, DC has not proven me wrong.
All right. There was also on the Jim Lee and Friends. No, what was this? Oh, on some panel that I don't care about, we found out that in the new Wildstorm, specifically the Wildcats ongoing series, the Court of Owls are going to be the bad guy. This is written by Matthew Rosenberg. I do not care. Do you, my fellow hosts, care?
The what now? Wait.
The Court of Owls are going to fight the Wildcats.
I don't even know what that is.
You know, the grifter story.
Oh no, I don't.
I will
whatever I read, I'll whatever.
I'm not
gonna put it at Greater Gotham.
I will only care if the court wins because because
they're like a punching bag at this point. They always lose.
Yeah, I have I have as much interest in Wildcats as I did in the grifter story in Urban Legends, which I didn't. So yeah.
All right, and the last piece is technically two pieces, but Joe Quesada, my favorite person next to Dan Didio,
is sarcasm.
Yeah, I really don't like Joe Quesada for the same reason that I don't like Dan Didio. But I will say he's a very good artist. He is coming to DC as a freelancer. He's not an exclusive, but he's coming to DC as an artist to do some Batman variant covers, and they do look very cool. That's starting in January. Mike Hawthorne is going to be doing at least a couple issues of Batman starting in January. So Jorge Jimenez is finishing up the Failsafe arc, and then Mike Hawthorne is going to do a few issues. But Chip Zdarsky in his newsletter, which I recommend for subscribing to because it is hilarious, says that Jorge is coming back. So this is not Jorge leaving, it's just he's finishing up an arc, and then he's going to take a couple issues off and come back. That is all our news. Any thoughts on that last bit?
Yes, there are definitely thoughts. Steph, you got thoughts? I'll let you go first.
No, go ahead.
So unless Quesada is somehow going to retcon one more day in this cover art he's doing, I have zero interest and think it's another waste of time. So come on, we got to make that happen. If that's happening, I'm on board. If not, I have interest in it. And I'm pretty sure this is one of the reasons why Ian hates Quesada as much as I do.
That is 100% the reason I hate Quesada. But the covers do look really good.
Honestly, they do look nice, but I am not giving Jorge Quesada any of my money until one more day is retconned,
Dunzo, and
reversed, or whatever you want to call it.
What's one more day again? Remind me. I have.
Peter Parker sells his marriage to the devil for stupid reasons.
Yeah, it was
2007 was a bad year, okay?
Yeah, it was their way of undoing the stupid decision of unmasking Peter Parker in Civil War, and just there was so many other ways they could have done that without doing what they did, and it just goes along with this same notion that DC has with Bruce and Selena, that Peter can't be happy forever, so we got to split him and MJ up. And what better way to do it except we don't have to divorce him, we can just make it so that they forget all about it. And then they make it a part of the movie.
Yes, I have deep and undying bitterness towards Joe Quesada.
You're not wrong.
See, all
All
you
right.
guys did was put Les Mis song lyrics in my head. Because now I have One More Day playing in my head.
It's one day more.
Oh, is it? Oh, whatever. I don't know it that well.
Close enough, huh, Steph?
Close enough.
All right. So that brings us to the end of our news section. I think we should get started on our reviews. And our one review of the day is Batman number 120. Chip Zdarsky and art by Jorge Jimenez, colors by Tobu Morai.
All right. I'm really excited.
It's a great issue. I don't disagree. Main story is called Failsafe Part 4. We begin with Batman immobilized at the foot of the grand staircase in Wayne Manor. Helpless, he watches Superman confront his robot. Failsafe brandishes kryptonite, and Superman flees, luring Failsafe outside where Superman can hit the machine from afar. Fear floods Bruce as he realizes that Failsafe will have accounted for this too. Failsafe gets Superman in close and impales him with kryptonite. Suddenly, Green Arrow, Black Canary, Martian Manhunter, and Hawkgirl join the fray. Inside the manor, Superman lies next to Batman while the rest of the League battles his robot. Superman asks Batman what Failsafe is. Batman admits to himself that it's a machine born out of the paranoia of youth to take him out. Batman pulls himself to Superman and removes the kryptonite. He patches Superman up to stop the bleeding. Tim Drake Robin arrives with Green Arrow, and they carry the world's finest duo onto the Justice League jet. Dropping them off, Green Arrow rejoins the fight against Failsafe. Robin, with the help of the jet's autopilot, flies Batman and Superman to safety while the Justice League loses to Failsafe. Nightwing arrives, and Orville backs him up on comms. Aboard the Justice League jet, Batman pulls himself together, sets the jet's coordinates to the Fortress of Solitude, then jumps out of the plane to visit Atlantis. Aquaman puts Batman in a healing tank, of course removing all his clothes. When he heals after a few weeks, he finds out that Failsafe has taken over Gotham again and installed an army of machines as its quote-unquote protectors. Most of the heroes are now incarcerated. Every night, Failsafe watches for Batman's return, lighting up Gotham with a giant bat signal. So, how did this battle of Batman Evil Robot versus the Justice League go compared to other Batman versus Justice League conflicts we've seen, like Endgame and the Tower of Babel? And I feel like there's a couple others, but those are the two that are come to mind.
Well, I have a bad memory and I don't remember, but I mean, I assume most of the time they don't lose.
No, they usually lose.
Oh, really?
Because
Oh.
Batman wank.
Oh, okay. Well, they lose. It's a little distressing seeing Black Canary suffocate. Hope she's okay. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely setting up a high stakes. We're kind of back to, it wasn't Fear State. What was the other one? Future State. We're kind of back to Future State again. So that was a little
Well,
weird.
it feels like Future State / Fear State / City of Bane /
Yeah.
It's a mismatch.
Yeah.
I thought
So
there
it's
was another one that we were talking about where someone takes over the city.
I don't know. It happened a lot, apparently. So in that, it's a little disappointing because, like, the stakes are just Gotham again, and then we have a robot looking out over everything again.
It feels like it's too fast.
Yeah, well, yeah. But he's been out for a few weeks. That's kind of how it is when you fall asleep for a couple. You're in coma. But
I don't know. I'm spoiled by No Man's Land because we spent a year in No Man's Land.
Oh. But, I mean, just assuming that this is just a type of story that we get. I liked it. I mean, I liked the stakes. I liked his countermeasures. I thought it was very intense. I was a lot of squealing and what's going to happen? So, I think they did a good job with the tension and with the storytelling. Given that it's something we've seen 100 times.
That's what I was going to say. My only quip, if there was any, and again, I enjoyed the story, was that it felt almost too much like past stories, as Ian mentioned, with in game and especially Tower of Babel. And I know writers do that a lot, and it would have been okay if, I don't know, that was just my biggest quip, is I felt that it crossed those storylines a little bit too much. But it was still a good story.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've said this a lot. If you're gonna do something that's been done 100 times before, you have to do a good job, and he did a good job.
I think that's where I come out too. I'm not like, this doesn't excite me as a concept, but little moments like, Green Arrow and Canary, when Failsafe hits Green Canary with the mask that prevents her from screaming. And then, Batman's concern for Superman, like, that was really great. That's really in character, really cool. And then it's very funny, but it's also cool seeing Batman in Atlantis and, the level of technology that Arthur has. Like, there's just a lot of really cool character stuff that makes me care about the people, even though I've seen this situation a dozen times before. I do worry that it makes it feel a little generic, because I think that the robot itself was a cool concept, and I appreciate that Zdarsky does a good job with the Batman versus Justice League concept, but I do feel like I've seen it before. Maybe I like this one best of the ones I've seen, but I don't know. I think it's good, but I'm kind of like, I don't know. I just have some reservations while still enjoying it.
How is he going to make it special?
Yes. I mean, he makes it special with those character moments, but like, how is he going to make the whole plot special? I think is where I am.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's fair.
They're promising that when this arc ends, it's going to be something that we haven't quite seen before. And all I can say is, I'll believe it when I see it.
A Bat-Cat wedding.
We saw that in Batman Catwoman number 12.
No, we saw nothing.
We definitely saw it.
She means in continuity.
And I also saw it in The Brave and the Bold.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah.
Which I own now, by the way. Sorry, I found it.
Nice.
I was really excited.
Nice. I only have the facsimile, but I like. Well, it's not facsimile; it's like the dollar comics, but still, I like to have it.
I tried winning that in the auction. I didn't win it.
How much were you shooting for?
50.
Oh, not bad.
It was a Facebook auction, So
Where do you think Zdarsky is going to be able to take Batman returning in just 2 issues to defeat Failsafe?
He's going to defeat him in 2 issues?
That's how long the arc is.
Doesn't matter. We learned that in Detective Comics.
True.
I hope he doesn't. That'd be kind of lame. Like, if what is this, 4?
Yep.
If he spends 4 issues having his butt handed to him just to go to the low, I hope he doesn't defeat him so quickly. That would be lame. Well, obviously, his EMP was not Superman. I did not get that correct. Maybe he will finally get a real EMP. I don't know. Maybe the fish will come and get him, because maybe Failsafe is allergic to fish.
He'll team up with the Joker and have Joker fish.
Oh gosh, no.
Oh man, I'm not looking forward to that title.
I don't know. Fish. That's my guess.
Yeah, I again, all I know is that we're promised that by the time this arc is over, we're going to be seeing something that we haven't quite seen before. Doesn't mean that it will be exciting, but
We're good.
or good. But hopefully, I have faith that Chip Zdarsky is going to bring it home. There's only so much you can do in 2 issues, but we shall see.
Because we know he's not going to be bringing in any of his mentors from the Zdarsky prequel because they're all dead. Spoilers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of those are dead now because of Batman Incorporated. All right. So, any other questions you have about the main story before we move on to the backup?
You didn't talk about the art. Or do we need to talk about the art? Is it worth talking about the art knowing it's Jorge and?
I mean, we're just gonna go. Oh my goodness, so good.
Thanos agrees.
There weren't as many, and this is more like comparing Jorge to Jorge, so I mean, this is not a bad thing. But there weren't as many like big Batman splashes, but I guess it's because Batman was on his back most of the time. So it was really cool seeing Jorge's other characters. Like, I love Ollie and Bruce. I was so sad they didn't have a lot of interaction in this one. But it was nice seeing Ollie and Dinah, thank you.
I wasn't sure if you're talking Wonder Woman.
Well, it
or
depends. So, are you talking comic or are you talking Arrowverse? Because in Arrowverse is actually Laura.
I don't know. I don't know anything about the Arrowverse.
Arrowverse sucks.
I don't know anything about the Arrowverse. I just know them from Injustice and Birds of Prey.
You are a lucky person because that thing has like corrupted.
She's not talking about the good Birds of Prey.
The good Birds of Prey. And then naked Bruce in the tub is always a good thing.
Okay, I don't know who let Horny Steph out of
Wait a minute. Wait. Didn't you just come from off a date with your husband?
Quiet. I can appreciate art.
Okay, yeah, there's appreciating art, and then there's gawking over naked comic men.
Well, if I start commenting about certain ladies, I will expect to be left alone.
Oh yeah, wait till what's her name comes back. You know she.
Who's what's
Power Girl?
No, with her suit painted on her.
That's like all costumes.
No, from God, I lost her name. Her name is on the tip of my tongue. From Shadow War. Angel Killer.
Oh,
Angel Breaker. Angel Breaker.
My favorite new character.
Angel Breaker.
Angel Breaker?
Yeah. Wait till she comes back. You won't
She
hear
doesn't even have that much painted on. There's like
not even on.
Half of a shirt. Less than half of a shirt.
You won't hear the end of it, Steph. Y'all two be going at it. And I will be here for it.
All right. Let's move to our backup, which is I Am a Gun, Part 1. This is also written by Chip Zdarsky, art by Leonardo Romero. Years ago, Batman has visions of the Batman of Zur-En-Arr while still under the spell of Professor Milo. He's been poisoned, and so he's afraid. Alfred and Robin, Dick Grayson at the time, revive him. In the Batcave, Batman isolates himself for a month, undergoing therapies to ensure no one can ever hijack his mind again. He's building his Batman of Zur-En-Arr persona. The red phone rings, and it's Jim Gordon calling for Batman. Gordon wants Batman to come alone, without Robin. When Batman arrives, Gordon shows him photos of the Joker's latest victims. They're all security guards, except their eyes aren't smiling after being killed by Joker toxin. Bruce deduces it's a fake smile, wondering if, like him, Joker is broken too. So a lot of places to go with this backup. Let's start with the art by Leonardo Romero. What do you guys think of the art for this backup?
I liked it. It was like retro without, I don't know, whatever makes me not like retro.
You're not like Darwin Cook?
I don't know. I mean, I think I liked it.
Thank you.
The simplicity and really retroness of the Zora Batman was creepy. Like, in juxtaposed to the rest of the story. I don't know. I liked it. It was good.
I really liked it too. I think it was a good change of pace. And thank you, Ian, for reminding me of the person who I kept trying to figure out, in my old age in Darwin Cook and how that style mimicked it. I thought it was really well. And the past in which, you really saw that golden age Batman from the comic books really stood out, and I really appreciated that.
I really like the art. Leonardo Romero did a couple things with what's her name? Kelly Thompson at Marvel, including Hawkeye, the Kate Bishop Hawkeye, that sort of followed on the Matt Fraction, David Aja run. And he's got a fluid style. So he's changed a bit and changes back and forth depending on the story. But he really reminds me of both Jorge Fornes and Franco Francavilla. And that's partly because of the colors. The colors are really rich and red and kind of creepy. And that's very much what Franco Francavilla does a lot. For those who don't know who Franco Francavilla is, he did the backups for Black Mirror with Scott Snyder way back when. And he also is currently doing backups for The Joker with Matt Rosenberg. So if you want to know what his stuff looks like currently, that's where you can see it. And we will talk about that in Greater Gotham. But in general, I thought this art was really nice. I liked the stylistic mashup with the classic stuff and the more creepy stuff. And I kind of expect it, but after the Williamson run, we can't always expect great art on the main Batman book. So I I'm grateful and happy that we have both the main story with Jorge and the backup with Romero, and both of them really tickle my artistic bone. I just enjoy it. What do you think about this construction of the Zur-En-Arrh personality? Do you buy Bruce's motive, and do you like the way that it's portrayed?
I was a little confused. I feel like I would have probably benefited reading Batman.
No,
RIP?
you would not.
No?
No, you would not.
But I think I got the gist of it. I mean, going off of having written the first 3 issues of this run, I felt and knowing a little bit about RIP, I felt I did. I understood it for the most part. What was your question?
Well, the motivation and the way that Batman constructs this other personality, were you able to buy it?
I feel like in general, Batman is a little more careful than this. I feel like if older Batman had done this, he would have had his crew be like on call and he wouldn't have risked going out himself. I feel like Batman putting himself in a position to not be cognitively all there is not something he would do. But then again, he would probably do it. He goes out and fights with 5 broken ribs, which you can't really do. So maybe, but I feel like it was unwise of him and he should have had a better backup, personally.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Steph, so I'm not going to go too much further on that. Although I will say I might feel much better once we get to the next issue. Because I think, and again, it's more than likely by design that there's some stuff that's being left out that we need to dive in, but Zdarsky doesn't seem to be ready to give it to us yet.
I actually really like this. The reason I was saying that Steph did not need to read Batman RIP is because Batman literally just says, I made a backup personality. Like, that's all you get in Batman RIP. And I've never liked that. So actually seeing the motivation and then seeing the process, and of course it's ridiculous. That's not how the psychology or anything works. But this is Batman, and it's explicitly pulling from Batman in the 60s, which is very psychedelic and silly. But it's trying to meld that with, the Batman of the 80s, the Dark Age, Frank Miller, Denny O'Neil. And I think that works. And I like that it's more fleshed out, and I like that it's a journey. I enjoy it a lot more than what Morrison did in RIP.
But that's because you hate Morrison.
I do dislike Morrison. I'm upfront about that. I mean, I'm upfront about all the writers I dislike. So, last question: where do you think this backup story is going to go? How do you think it will tie in? Because we know it's going to tie in because Zdarsky's been really good about that. To his main story with Failsafe.
Well, hopefully, we'll get the EMP. Hopefully, we'll get the what's kryptonite? Failsafes. We'll get Failsafe's off switch.
Yeah.
What if it's just an off switch and Batman forgot where he put it?
Oh, that would be hilarious. That's the kind of thing Chip would pull.
And so Steph stole my thunder. I was thinking that too, that somehow in this backup we get. But I'm trying to see. So we got 2 issues left. How many issues is this year 1? Is it only 2 parts? Or
I think this is a 3-parter, but we don't know for sure.
So this will end by the time the arc is over. But I was also wondering whether or not we would get the failsafe for failsafe.
I personally think that the way Batman's going to defeat failsafe is going to be sort of understanding the psychology of the robot, figuring out how to either psych it out or figure out how to like catch it in a locker trap. Classic sci-fi stuff of fighting a robot. You can't beat it physically or mentally, but you can make it defeat itself.
Or he pulls a Frank Miller from The Dark Knight Returns and just take a kill pill.
He punches it harder. Anyway, that's my theory. I think all of these are interesting theories, and I'm really engaged. I'm definitely enjoying that. So let's talk about our ratings. So out of 5 naked Bruces, what are we gonna give?
No,
Oh,
I was gonna edit that out. Oh no.
You can't do it now.
I can't do it now. Oh no. Y'all, these are so good, especially compared to some of the other stuff.
She literally just came off a date with her husband and she's gawking over a
Listen,
naked.
shut up. You're making such a big deal about it. I just appreciate Bruce. 4
Especially
out of
when
5.
he has less clothes on.
Conveniently nude Batman.
She would have loved. Something tells me you would have loved Batman Damned.
No, I hated Batman Damned.
Batman Damned is not sexy.
Oh gosh, no.
It is,
but
not a sexy book.
It doesn't have to be a sexy book because he got a whole bunch of naked Bruce.
You see the bat pole? You see the Batawang?
Oh,
you see
gosh. Yeah.
Bruce Jr.?
See bat butt and everything. So
Enough making fun of me.
she might
It's Theo's turn to rate it.
Wait, Ian, if she would have read that, she might have divorced her husband.
No, my gosh, what the heck, dude?
I am not participating in this.
Did you give your rating already?
I did. I said 4.
Yeah, she said 4.
Okay, 3.5 for me.
3.5. So I picked this before Theo and Steph said their ratings, but I am splitting the difference with a 3.75 because I really like this, but it doesn't quite, for me, a 4 is superb, really great, and then 4.5 is
Ian,
I cried,
Ian,
and I don't think I've ever given a 5.
Ian, you don't need to explain it simply because we don't have a mode. Bam.
We don't have a mode, and I am crushed.
We have one more rating though.
Oh, that's right. What does Scott say?
4.5.
Yeah.
So this is hilarious. So our overall rating, including Scott's, is a 3.94, and we still don't have a mode, and I'm sad.
And all is well in the world.
All is well for Theo.
Whether you are a first-time TBU Comics podcast listener, a 13-year veteran, or anything in between, we'd love to hear what you think about this episode or any of the comics we discussed. Send emails to tbu@thebatmanuniverse.net. Join our Discord server linked at thebatmanuniverse.net. Send us a tweet at TBU_comics. Or, if you're a patron, leave us a comment on our Patreon page. We'd also love it if you left us a review on iTunes. We'd love to read your comments on the next episode of the Batman Universe Comics Podcast. Batman may claim he works alone, but we know that he needs the Bat Family. Join the TBU Bat Family and let us know what you think.
So let's move on to Greater Gotham. First up, Wayne Family Adventures has started season 2, and the first 2 episodes are available for us. You can buy up to 8 more episodes with coins if you so desire.
Thumbs up. It's a great, cute little series. I love them.
Thumbs up for me as well, because Babs is the greatest human being that ever lived.
Thumbs up for me as well, although I'm kind of surprised because Theo's very favorite character shows up in the first episode, Harper Row.
Oh, God. although that was a fun... I don't like the fact that she beat Cass, but...
but it wasn't hand-to-hand.
Oh, that would have never happened. But I do love the family the dynamic of.
Oh yeah, I mean that's why
story.
it's called Wayne Family Adventures.
No, I'm just talking about that particular. Bruce tells them, "Hey, y'all can't do that paintball anymore," and as soon as he walks out, they get right to it.
Yeah,
and he knows it right off the bat. And like, no, they're really good at this, and they're like, "Hey, Batman's heading your way," and it just. Pew.
That was really cute.
Dark Crisis number 5.
I didn't read it.
Abstained.
Abstaining as well.
I read this issue because it has Green Lantern construct Stephanie Brown in it. So of course
oh my goodness. Is that the only reason it's on even the list?
No, it's because Batman, so the Justice League has been, quote unquote killed, but really they've been sent to alternate realities and they've been sort of like going and finding them and then freeing them. And this issue was Batman. So I thought it was especially relevant to Greater Gotham because it was freeing Batman. And Green Lantern, I believe it was Kyle Rayner, but it could have been Hal. I'm actually not sure.
And so what you're saying is this whole Death of the Justice League thing that they were just pushing about months ago was all for naught.
It was a lie. And everybody, even Dick Grayson, knew it was a lie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now that I remember, was that in the first issue where you said?
Was it in that one or was it in the Road to the Dark Crisis?
Oh, wasn't I can't remember where you said nobody's dead and
it was in one of the specials or something.
Yeah, I do remember when I was like, I'm not reading this.
Anyway, I say thumbs up because it's still fun and it still has Stephanie Brown. So
I will give it a check later.
And the art.
I will not.
Who's the artist on this one? Daniel Semper is really gorgeous. Batman Night Watch number 2.
That was okay. I mean, it's a cute jumping on if you're a kid and looking for a Batman comic that isn't gross or, is to your age.
Maybe read the Batman as Scooby-Doo instead then.
But the only story I'll admit that I even enjoyed was the Green Lantern teen story. Like that one was that's the only one I actually enjoyed.
Abstain.
Gotham City Year 1, number 1. Tom King and Phil Hester.
I liked it. It was fine. I like Slam. I like the audacity and rudeness of the rich Wayne family. I liked the mystery. I liked it.
I continue my Tom King boycott.
I'm really torn on this one. I gave it a 2.5 on the site.
That's
so I think that means I have to say it's a neutral.
That's a
but
neutral
I was
at a minimum. Yes, it is.
What?
I was just saying that's a neutral at a minimum. But if you want to go thumbs down, you will not get a complaint from me. Do it.
I mean, for me, I feel like I've seen too many detective movies where everything that happens in this comic happens, and I just felt like it was very much stuff I'd seen before. Now, Phil Hester did a great job on art, so I'm not saying it's bad. And Tom King did a good job on the dialogue. I just think structurally, I felt really tired. I also, Slam Bradley is going to have sex with Constance Wayne. It's just going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Oh, cynical.
Maybe that's why I don't like it, because I'm too cynical. But it's a neutral for me, and it's I'm hoping it gets better because I was very excited about this, and I still think the idea is cool, but it's a neutral. But Steph gave a thumbs up, so check it out. Poison Ivy number 5.
Hold on. I wrote it down after reading it neutral. Oh, you know what? I think I liked it a little better than all the nonsense she's been doing up until now. And she fantasized Batman with her the whole time, and their little back and forth is actually kind of fun.
How many people did she kill?
0. She tried to kill the phlebotomist man, but she didn't kill anybody.
She was too high to kill anybody.
She was too high.
And simply because of our friend, Mr. Wardrew, I am giving this a thumbs down. I've always hated that character, and I continue to hate him, and anything he appears in will be a thumbs down for me.
She's trying to kill him.
I don't care. She didn't succeed.
I continue to abstain from this book.
I can forgive you for that one.
We read this.
What was that, Theo?
No, I was just telling Ian I can forgive him for abstaining from this issue.
I did not read this one.
Come on,
And I'm pretty sure Theo continues to abstain from Azrael. I still really like this book. I was very interested in. There's a bunch of angelic mythology going on in it, and it also ties the cult of Saint Dumas to the new gods. So, like, they have super advanced technology because the new gods fought on Earth a long time ago and left a mother box. So, I thought that was clever. The art is really cool. Like, I really like stuff about this book. So thumbs up for me for Sword of Azrael. Number 3 specifically. Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing, number 2, aka The Joker Season 2, Matt Rosenberg and Carmine Di Gimenico.
Y'all,
he got it right this time.
What?
I think you got it right this time.
That's Carmine.
Carmine
Di Giandomenico.
Carmine Di Giandomenico.
I had a really rough week, and I was really depressed. And I opened this book, and I was like, "Oh, that man is eating an ear," and it just got more and more gross. And I couldn't focus. I couldn't read. So abstain, but I tried.
Abstain.
I read this, and I'm giving it a thumbs down. I love the art. Carmine is one of my favorites, as everyone knows. But I hate the Joker. And this does not have Jim Gordon, so there's no one for me to care about. I hate everybody in this book, and the backup is weird as heck. Also, the whole book, both the backup and the main story, do the thing I hate most in all fiction, which is it real? I am not a big Philip K. Dick fan. I don't enjoy questioning whether what's happening in a story is real. If it's not real, I don't want to read about it. I mean, real for the characters. I mean, obviously, fiction's not real, but...
You're funny.
So thumbs way down on this book. Do not lie. It's the Joker. I feel good because finally I hate the Joker title again.
The world is as it should be.
Correct. Batgirl's number 11.
What did I play? Neutral, but like a really positive neutral. Maps is in it, and that was really cute. Forget what else I thought about this book. The art is definitely better. I like the new artist from what it started with. But still whatever. Still whatever.
I still continue my boycott.
I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I really like the art. I really like a lot of the character stuff that it does. I think that Kyle Mizuguchi and Steph Brown should be the ship that replaces Tim Steph. It won't be, but I want it to be.
Really?
Could be.
Okay, you're going to make me fly to Minnesota.
And do what?
Beat you up.
Why?
Bad enough we got to deal with Tim and Bernard on a monthly basis. Now you're talking about shipping her with somebody else, Steph with somebody else. Come on.
That deserves a good boyfriend.
Come on. She deserves...
Kyle is a cutie. He's a sweetie pie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like Valmont is a cutie pie too. I don't see everybody wanting.
No, Valmont is terrible and sucks.
Exactly.
I hate him, and he is totally having sex with Batman.
Exactly. So if Selena can't have Valmont, then
what? That's terrible logic.
Anyway,
it's comic books. There's no logic in comic books.
All right, we're moving on to a title that really has no logic. Batman Urban Legends number 20.
Oh, cool. Okay. So hold on. What was that one at the end? So the first story. Oh, the first story was that like cyberpunk story. That was so cool.
It's like Victorian.
Oh, I loved it. That was so cool. I kind of wish Langstrom hadn't been Langstrom. He Langstroms out at the end. I thought it'd been a fun twist if he didn't, but whatever. I like that it was like Penny 2 and Batman and Langstrom were like the super team. I don't know. I loved it. And
I did appreciate that they had Julia. She's cool.
Yeah, I liked, and that she was a dark skinned lady. I like that.
She's always been a dark skinned lady. What are you talking about?
Well, it's Victorian era. They could have changed whatever they wanted.
I mean, this is clearly fantasy Victorian.
It's true. And then, I skipped over that Alfred story. I hate
Alfred versus the Fish Cult.
Oh,
Yay.
And then, what else was in there?
Talia Wank.
Oh gosh, okay, that was like bad fan fiction. That was sweet
It's
at
such
the end.
bad fan.
It was
Talia.
sweet at the
They are
end.
trying to pretend that Talia is not a ruthless murderer, and it's just stupid. No,
It was sweet at the end, but no, that was written like bad fan fiction. And then there was one more
really
story.
bad. Fan.
Oh, I liked the detective story at the end. I liked the way it was told. I liked the supernatural what the heck ending. I like the art. I liked that story.
It was
I mean,
actually pretty decent.
If that was canon, I'd be like WTH might, but this is just a weird urban legend story, so I'm all for it. So thumbs up for the book.
Really, overall.
Yeah. Overall,
Okay.
except for the stupid.
But you didn't like the two middle stories.
I didn't. I read bad fan fiction. I'm not saying it's bad because it's bad fan fiction. I'm just saying it probably should have been in a book. But you know,
I think it is bad. I love fan fiction. I've been reading hundreds of thousands of words of fan fiction over the last 2 weeks. There's nothing bad I have to say about fan fiction. This story sucked.
As you all can tell from my silence, I have given up on urban legends, and
you only have 3 more issues.
I am personally, I do plan on picking up the last few issues, knowing that Jamal Campbell is going to be in them.
That's true. It's going to be pretty.
But it will be pretty. Actually, he's writing one of them, isn't he? I think he's writing one.
I think he's writing and drawing the 2-issue story. He's writing a Nightwing story.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Oh yeah.
And Jamal Campbell, in non-Batman related news, is going to be drawing Josh
Superman.
Williamson's Superman, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, still won't read it. Sorry. I'll wait for
But
you.
it's Superman.
I'll wait for you to tell me it's okay.
You mean Pooper Man?
No. It's Clark. It's not John.
Yes, Clark is John. It's not John. I don't. So for the sake of, I guess DC's mission is to make us forget about the Agent John by bringing the 2 kids from War World into Action and Superman, and not gonna work.
Anyway, I'm giving this a neutral because I really, really didn't like most of the stories. I do think the murder story at the end was a cool story, and that one's going to be running through the last 4 issues, so it's kind of cool. But man, those other stories are just. But Batman versus Robin number 2.
But hold on, I gotta be honest. I write down my honest opinions as soon as I finish them. Robin versus neutral. Oh yeah, so I hate magic, and so much at the beginning of this was like, and this is the sacred circle where the demon blah 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 blah. I hate all that. But we know now for sure that Robin is possessed, and that Mother Soul is yanking his chain, and we also know that it's not Alfred.
I am not surprised, but I am pissed.
Thank you. Say it again. Say it for those in the back, Ian.
I am not at all surprised, and I said this, but I am pissed off.
And I think you're absolutely right. Like, if it had really been him, there would have been 35 trombone circus. Yeah, there would have made a way bigger deal about it.
Yeah, thumbs down for me. I was not crazy about this, and the fact that it's not Alfred, and we just got all of this magic crap going on with Felix Faust and Mother Soul, and
It's like
Good.
I mean, Mark Waid has written like comic book encyclopedias, but it feels like he just like took a page and put like an encyclopedia entry on it, and then did random action, and then moves on to the next entry. And it's just so much crap. None of it matters because it's all magic. And then he mind controls all the Robins. I appreciate
Oh
that.
yeah.
I appreciate that stuff is included, but I'm a little sick of Steph being mind controlled at this point. It's happened way too much in the last year. And thumbs down. I do not like this issue. I do not like this series. I do not like the concept. I'm not enjoying it.
And did they literally just reprinted the pages from Robin in the battle with the Lazarus demon?
No, they redrew it.
The art looks different.
It literally looked like they just scene by scene. It was the exact scene from. I don't know.
But thanks for bringing that up. That actually brings to mind another reason why I'm thumbs downing this issue, because Mark Waid's whole thing. Now, I have not been reading World's Finest, so I don't know if this is what he's been doing there, but it definitely seems like what he's doing in this Batman versus Robin series is taking what everybody else did and then just like retconning it to hell. And I don't appreciate
none of the story. I mean, the stories take place in the past. I don't know if they retcon per se, but they seem to me like they're not. I don't know. They just seem random. They're not. I don't know.
I don't appreciate it. I feel like he's just mashing other people's stories around and changing it so that an ending that we liked turns into something terrible. So, nope. Thumbs down.
Same here.
DC's.
Go ahead.
No, just saying same here.
DC's Terrors Through Time. This is the fall anthology. It's got a Halloween theme, and there are 3 Batman-related stories. The first is Charlie Fish doing Super Sons. Second is Gotham City Sirens prequel by Peter Nguyen. And the last one is a Damian Deadman, Tim Seeley, and Kelly Jones story.
Oh,
So we're only talking about the Batman stories.
The John Damian was so sweet and cute. I loved that one. It was so good. And it wasn't even written by Tomasi.
This will actually come up in when I comment on it.
And then I skimmed over the Sirens one. I don't know. I was in the mood to read it. And then I saw the art on the last Damien story, and I was like, I love Damien, but not this much. I'm not going to read it.
So overall,
probably a thumbs down, but I don't know. I didn't actually read 2 of the 3 stories. I only read the Damien one, the John Damien one, and it was adorable.
And that was a thumbs up for that story. But overall,
thumbs up.
Okay.
I abstain, but Steph's gonna make me read the Damian John story. I am all Super Sons all the time.
Okay.
So, because this is not a Tomasi story, I actually thought it was really great. I really enjoyed the Super Sons story, and I wish they would give Charlie Fish a Super Sons miniseries.
Good luck with that.
Really cute.
It was really cute. It was very on theme. It had some of his classic Jewish mythology in it. It was really good. Art was really good too. The Gotham City Sirens, I have to admit, I also skimmed it. I did not enjoy the art, and there was way too much talking. There was so much. This is an artist writing it, and he just had so much talking. What was he doing? So much jibber jabber. And then
because when you have hot girls on the screen, you want to see them having a conversation.
Exactly.
Sorry.
I don't even have. Now, to be fair, I don't really care about Poison Ivy or Harley Quinn in terms of whether they're sexy or not, because I don't like the characters. I do like Catwoman. I think she does have Theo's favorite suit on in this one.
No, that's right. She is she's the long hair purple Catwoman in this one.
She's got Theo's favorite suit, so Theo should definitely check it out.
I am definitely checking it out.
But that Damien. Now, I really like Tim Seeley. I think he's a good writer, but I don't know what's going on. Maybe he was writing too much at the time. Maybe he smoked a joint or something.
Wait,
this is not top quality Tim Seeley.
I don't mind you all spoiling it. When you say Bat Damien, are we speaking like Batman 666 Damien?
No, this is just Robin and Deadman.
Oh,
that's another thing I didn't like about Batman versus Robin. He wears the Batman 666 outfit.
Oh yeah, he did towards the end. That's right.
I thought that was actually a cool part, though.
What?
I don't like it when he wears that.
Okay.
Anyway.
It was
But
okay
no.
when Morrison wrote it, and that was it. It didn't need to come back in Future State Gotham, and it's not needed here.
Oh, we're gonna get to Future State Gotham.
But no,
Unfortunately.
Kelly Jones Damien is just as bad as Kelly Jones everything else.
Kelly Jones is a very talented artist that I happen to hate.
Talented.
Not as a person. I think Kelly Jones is a very nice person. I hate his faces. I hate his art.
Okay, let me just say again. In the past, as a young comic book reader, I actually enjoyed John Morita Jr.'s art. I hate it now because it's just. I have never, ever in all my years of reading and collecting comics, particularly Batman comics, have enjoyed Kelly Jones's drawing. It is just the worst. By far my absolute worst main Batman artist. Period. No.
I mean,
yeah.
It makes sense to put him in a Halloween book, but
I don't want to read it.
I don't want to read it.
All right, so I'm giving this a thumbs down, even though I do say that Super Sun story is really good. I can't comment on the other ones because I didn't read them.
And if you think
the other non-Batman stories, I did read all the Batman stories.
And if you think I hate Kelly Jones, just ask Dustin.
Those ears, man. All right, speaking of Batman 666, Future State number 18. This is the final issue of this literally accursed series.
I think this is the first thumbs down. I hated the final artist.
Yeah,
I hated the wrap up. I hated that Catwoman doesn't show up, and they kind of imply that it's going to be Talia Bruce.
They're doing that all over the place this week, because that was also in the Talia story.
Somehow, Joe Chill became the big bad, and once they defeated him, everything was okay.
Joe Chill becomes the big bad in one page, and you're just like, what? Out of absolutely nowhere, this guy shows up.
Damian Wayne and Joe Chill are one.
Oh my gosh.
It's so bad.
Horrible.
It's so stupid. It's not fun.
It wasn't, yeah. So I've been enjoying the stupid. It was no longer fun, stupid. It was just stupid.
And for all these issues, the one thing that really was different about Future State Gotham was that it was always in black and white. It had that manga feel to it, and then all of a sudden we get to the last few pages and everything is in color.
It's in color again, yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Because the art wasn't bad enough. I really didn't like this art.
Yeah.
It's a huge thumbs down for me.
At least we don't have to worry about looking at Dick in that stupid costume anymore. And
because Dick is dead.
It's just Jason now.
Jason.
The absolute least interesting characters from Future State.
J&J.
And Hunter Panic, who is also not even a character. It's a costume.
Wait. So I don't know the story of Hunter Panic. That's supposed to be a tease?
Mother Panic.
Okay, I was gonna say, is that a tease on Mother Panic?
Yeah. He, I think it's a he.
No, it's a she.
Okay, see, that's the thing. It's not even a character. I don't even know if it's a boy or a girl because they don't give. Not a character. It's really bad.
So as you can tell, it's a thumbs down for me too.
And thank goodness it's over. My nightmare is over.
Until season 2.
Oh, why would you curse me like this? Why would you curse me like this? All right.
Lord.
I am Batman number 14.
Really playable I Am Batman. Oh, neutral, but I think again it's very positive neutral. I enjoyed the villain wrap up. I sort of I liked Tiff. I love Tiff. Tiff almost made this a thumbs up, except that it ends really weird and I don't quite understand what the ending means. And so but yeah. Oh, and Montoya's ending was very abrupt. But whatever.
It is a thumbs up for me specifically because of Tiff in that kick-ass outfit and the fact that she kicked Chubb's ass for a minute, but I so, and we had this discussion before we started recording. The one thing I couldn't tell, however, is we've all had this notion that Tiff is preteen, but she looks like she could be easily be 5'5", 5'6", 16, 17 years old, and
by which he means she's got boobs.
Yes, but I didn't want to say that because it's supposed to be family friendly. So, but she got boobs.
I did not say anything except boobs
and hips, and so I was a little bit taken aback by that because again, we've always had this notion that she's just a little kid. And
young people are super hypersexualized these days. It's really sad.
Yep, not a fan of that.
Yeah,
it's one of the reasons why I really like the Flash right now because they consistently draw the kids as kids.
Yeah. So, but just seeing her take out Chubb and go at it with Chubb the way she did until Chubb got that hit in on her was pretty awesome. But I still need to see how Jason Whittaker are gonna get unpossessed by whatever the glowy thing is, because it looks like Jace is possessed now too, and it only means that this story is not going to end yet, Ian.
Dang it. I abstain. Jurassic League number 6. I think I was the only one who read this.
I didn't write that.
My only question is why.
I felt bad because I read the first issue and then I didn't read any other issues. So I wanted to give it another chance, and I feel like I was right because this is thumbs down. It's so stupid. It gives like moments to Supersaur and Bat Lizard, but Wonder Triceratops gets nothing, and Triceratops is my favorite dinosaur, so ignoring her is a crime. Thumbs down on
like
Jurassic.
Wonder Woman is your favorite, or
no,
Triceratops?
Triceratops is the best dinosaur. All right, Batman and Scooby-Doo Mysteries. This is season 2, number 1. Jollyfish returns. And this first issue is Batman of All Nations, which is important.
I tried and just couldn't get into it.
Yeah, that's abstain.
I'm giving it a thumbs up. I really like Jollyfish, and I think that it's cool seeing this Batman of All Nations. I really like that first volume of Batman Inc. by Morrison. Not the New 52 one. I like the one that was just before the New 52, where he really digs into these different Batmen and Batwomen, and this felt like sort of a return to that in a fun way. Lastly, Batman Incorporated, and that's why I said it was important. Number 1 by Ed Brisson and John Timms. This is following up from the annual earlier this year.
Thumbs up. I loved the art.
Yeah, John Timms really surprised me.
It freaked me out for a second when I saw Timms. I was like, Bruce Timms is gonna draw this? That's weird.
I know, right? But there's no inappropriate Batman and Batgirl shipping in this.
Well, he's not writing it. But no, I love the art. I loved the animosity that's coming with it because, he's not a pleasant dude. The Ghostmaker's not pleasant. I don't know who it would be because they're killing the tutors that were pre-Batman. So it's got to be someone who knows the secret identity, which could be anybody. And I like seeing Ghostmaker frustrated. He's always playing it cool, but he's like crappity crap. I don't know. I'm liking the sides of people that we're seeing. I'm liking how it's being written, and I like the mystery. And I like the women in the book. I forget who it was, but I think it's Knight.
Well, you've got Knight, who's Beryl Hutchison, who used to be Squire, and she's hanging out with Black Mist, who is a brand new Irish character.
She's like, please join. We need more women.
End of this sausage festival. Let's have some tacos.
So I liked it, and I like how it's being written.
And so okay, my cat just dropped something. I'm gonna kill him. So it's a neutral leaning thumbs up for me, and I am giving it a 3 on the website because I did the review. But so first of all, you really need, if you haven't done it yet, you probably will want to go back and read the annual that Brisson did a few months ago to really kind of get an idea of what's going on. But there's just some things I'm just wondering about. So, so in the story, we have the tutors that are being killed, and we don't know if it's because of Batman or is it because of Ghostmaker. Because again, remember these folks trained them both. So I don't know how I feel about that. If this is supposed to be Batman Inc. and it's focusing more on Ghostmaker, who seems to be purposely leaving Bruce out of stuff because Bruce is doing other things. But I am definitely waiting for the throwdown between him and El Gacho, and I will be cheering for El Gacho all the way. Although I'm wondering, and again, it's one of those questions you don't know, is Green Mist, did she take out what's his name? Because the last thing you see is she's pulling out the sword. And, I don't know if it was the sword to be pulled out as evidence or if she's getting ready to pull it out to take what's his name out. So
that's clearly a cliffhanger, so we don't know.
Yeah, so we don't know. So, there's some stuff in there. The art was really good. I will give Tim his props for that. And yes, he's not writing it yet, so don't jinx his stuff.
It's a different Tim.
Yeah, no. They related.
Are they?
No, they're not. I'm just trying to make my story fit.
Okay.
But look, he was like, wait, did I just learn something?
I was like, wait, what? Does Theo have these? Did he do an interview or something?
I did almost look that up because they are spelled the same.
They are spelled the same. That's what made me.
Tim's.
No, I that's what made me wonder if they were related or not. They're not. But it was wonderful hearing Ian jump away.
He got me.
But I hope at some point, and I know at some point, because this first issue, which is actually the second issue if you count the annual, thank you, Ian, focuses really on the international team. So I hope at some point, we really get local, because I really want to see how they integrate our friend from the Abyss story into Batman Inc. And I am hoping that someday, by the time it's all said and done, she picks up the Black Bat moniker, since it's not being used.
That would be cool. This is definitely a thumbs up for me. John Timms really amazes me, because I did not like his art on Young Justice with Bendis, and I like that title. So it's not that I didn't like the title. I didn't like his art. But he feels like he's just putting so much care. There's so much atmosphere and detail, and it's just such gorgeous pages. And Ed Brisson's doing a really good job of juggling so many characters. There are so many characters. I really hope that he does some things where he focuses in on a couple characters. But I have to say he's doing a good job of giving lots of different characters little character moments that sort of connect you to them and give them personality, and that's impressive. It's a kind of team book that normally I don't like, but because I do have a connection to the Batman Inc. concept rather than the Justice League concept or the Teen Titans concept, I just find it really fascinating. I find it really interesting, all these variations of Batman and how they're all brought together. And I do think that the mystery is quite compelling. So thumbs up, definitely.
And I don't know if the Batman Inc. that we read in those first two volumes from Morrison is going to be the Batman Inc. we get this time around, and I'm okay with that. Especially now that we have the different teams with the local teams, and then having the international teams that goes everywhere. So I am definitely interested to see how Brisson handles this. Where like you said, we get not even an arc. If it's a one shot, in between arcs that gives us some background on some of these characters. Because again, if you don't know the history of who El Gacho is and who Knight is and how Knight came up, through the ranks from being squire at first, you can really get lost in trying to understand who these characters are. So hopefully we get some background on them at some point.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean when I say that I want him to sort of focus in on a couple, rotating through them to.
I was agreeing with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we all say check out Batman Inc. It's enjoyable.
Yeah, very good.
And that brings us to the end of Greater Gotham. I did a count of how many Bat books DC released in October, and it's like 31 books. There's so many Batman books right now. And I'm enjoying most of them, I would say, but it's a lot to keep up with. All right. We had some really good conversation on the Discord in response to our last episode. None of it was really in like a longer comment form, but I really appreciate everyone who was talking, and it's really respectful conversation and disagreements, really exploring different aspects of Batman universe and outside influences. So join us on Discord. It's really great. Lastly, I want to give a thank you and shout out to our Patreon supporters of a certain level. We have all our normal links that you can buy merchandise through, no additional cost, but it still helps keep the servers running. But we also really want to especially highlight the following people who have helped us out on a certain level on Patreon. So thank you to Lisa Slack, Ian Miller, Gerald Green, Joshua Lappenbertoni, Rob O, Tim Garassi, Stephanie Mounds, Donovan Morgan Grant, Stanton's Grave, Donald Townsend, Ed Grouse, Captain America, Mary Garrett, Austin Davis, Johnny McCloskey, Cesar Diaz, Jessica Morales, David Richards, and Robert Lewis. Thank you all for helping us keep the Batman Universe Comics podcast on the air. And with that, we've reached the end of our podcast. Some pretty great Bat books, and I hope you all enjoyed talking through them. Until next time, this has been Ian.
This is Dev.
And this is Theo.
Thanks for listening.